Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Hope you all are doing great. We all, by the grace of Almighty, doing well. I have been able to vlog now and then more frequently because I do get some time nowadays. Moreover, Leon does have a bit of sleeping time, and as per his routine I plan accordingly. But not sure how long I can follow the same. I do have a lot of my psychology homeworks coming up this year. It's going to be hectic for me and I definitely need to schedule my task accordingly. I have assignments to be done, internships, practicals and many more. So now that I'm getting time for YouTube, I'm just considering it as a bonus time and making use of it to the maximum. Though I'm on the will to build up a career parallelly, I don't want to lose or keep away part of my life that has already built me up into a more confident or a different person. That's my passion for videography, which in turn made me an influencer. Not many, but I know some of you message me having me as an inspiration in your life, and it really means a lot to me. Thank you is the least that I can tell to each one of you for your utmost support and love poured throughout. Anyway, in today's video, sharing a few recipes. These days I air fry fish and it's just as good as pan fried or tawa fried. But I always take a step ahead and make a masala with the air fried fish pieces that I want to share with you all. You need to marinate the fish pieces with some red chili powder, turmeric powder, salt, pepper powder, ginger garlic paste, lemon juice and some oil. Not necessarily the same, you can marinate with more or less ingredients. Then air fry the fish pieces. You can tawa fry or deep fry if you don't have an air fryer. Here I air fried at 190 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. I have these 2 onions. I'll make use of these leaves. It has sprouted. This is optional. You will need a few mint leaves, curry leaves, some coriander leaves, green chilies and a small piece of ginger. Roughly chop 2 medium onions. Slit green chilies and make ginger juliennes. Now heat some coconut oil in a pot and add just a pinch of fenugreek seeds. After a few seconds, add a few of the ginger juliennes and some curry leaves. After a minute, add the onion and green chilies. After the first 10 minutes, I took and flipped each fish onto the other side and again air fried for another 10 more minutes. Each air fry settings are different, so it's as per your equipment settings that you need to adjust. To the onion, add some salt and mix. Now when the onion is soft, add 1 medium tomato that's chopped. When the tomato is soft and mushy, add a tablespoon of tomato paste. This is optional, but it gives a good color and flavor to the dish. Mix well. Add in all the greens that's chopped, spring onion leaves, coriander leaves and mint leaves. Now add the fish pieces and gently mix without breaking the fish. Towards the final part, add some ginger juliennes and green chilies, and this dish is ready. Garnish with a few more ginger juliennes. I visited my old neighbor friend from our other building who is carrying and in her 7th month. We went to visit them, and I can't visit a pregnant, soon to be a mommy without anything prepared by me. So I made her bread kunafa and a pineapple pudding. I first tried to make kunafa cups, but that didn't turn out well. The taste was same, but it looked a bit shabby. So I made it different. I forgot to take clips when I met them as we were meeting after so long, so I was completely chit-chatting and felt really good meeting her and her family after a long time. I enjoy preparing breakfast for my family, that too a traditional or authentic, or what you say, mine and my husband's childhood all-time favorite food, which is of course most of them common. One such is a kind of appam our mothers make. We call it Ottada. It's normally prepared by cooking over the wood stove or the chullas you call it. This goes really well with any curry, but my favorite way to eat this appam is with sweet coconut milk. It just takes me to my childhood when we used to go for vacations, eat food that my grandmother used to prepare. This is really simple to make. You need to soak white rice the previous night if you're making it in the morning. Now grind the rice along with some coconut. Like if you're using 1 cup of rice, to that goes quarter cup of coconut. Now you can add it as such so that you get that bits of coconut while eating. It's up to you. Grind well to a smooth paste by adding warm water. I have used the water temperature more than lukewarm and not boiling, somewhere in between. The consistency of the batter should be like of a little more thicker than neer dosa. If you feel it's thick, add more water and mix. To this add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and salt. Mix well. The batter is ready. This is the pan or the clay pot that you will need to prepare this appam. We also use the same for cooking chapatis or rice rotis. Most important to remember is that you must be having flame coming in the center or else this will not come right. So please keep that in mind. The burner should have the flame that's also coming from the center. First keep this on high flame. When you pour the batter, it should be really hot. I added 2 ladles. You can start seeing bubbles forming on the rim. Just when you start seeing it, cover and put on sim. Some of you had asked how I store coconut. Loosely pack it this way in an airtight container and place it in the freezer. It stays for a long time. Now when you see the color of this has faded from pure white, especially in the center, open the lid and let that remain there for 2 or 3 minutes more before removing. Gently scrape and take out. The first time you make it, you might feel a bit stressed out, but it's not at all hard. I'm making it for the first time in this video. And after this, I have tried a couple more times and each time it only gets easier for me. Now, since many of my fellow Malayali viewers had requested to show this when I had posted in my Instagram story, I thought I'll explain it in Malayalam here. Now, if you want to skip that part and go to the later part of this video, you can skip to that minute shown on the screen. Hello everyone. ഈ അപ്പത്തിൻ്റെ ചെറിയൊരു ക്ലിപ്പ് ഞാൻ ഇൻസ്റ്റഗ്രാമിൽ ഇട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അത് കണ്ട് കുറേ പേര് എങ്ങനെ സ്റ്റവിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കാമെന്ന് ചോദിച്ച് മെസ്സേജ് അയച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ചിലവർക്കൊക്കെ അറിയുന്നുണ്ടാവും. അപ്പോൾ അറിയാത്തവർക്ക് ഈ ഒരു ഭാഗം ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയാമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. ഇത് നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ ഓട്ടട എന്നാണ് പറയാം. കുത്തപ്പം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങളുടെ നാട്ടിൽ എന്താ പറയാമെന്ന് കമൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം കേട്ടോ. ഇവിടെ ഞാൻ എടുത്തിട്ടുള്ളത് 1 കപ്പ് പച്ചരിയാണ്. അത് തലേന്ന് രാത്രി വെള്ളത്തിലിട്ട് വെച്ചതാണ് കേട്ടോ. രാവിലെ നന്നായി കഴുകി ഒരു മിക്സർ ജാറിൽ ആഡ് ചെയ്യാം. 1 കപ്പ് അരിക്ക് ഞാൻ 1/4 കപ്പ് തേങ്ങയാണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണമെങ്കിൽ അരക്കാതെ ചേർക്കാം. അരി മാത്രം അരച്ചതിന് ശേഷം തേങ്ങ ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് ഇട്ടാൽ മതി. ഇത് അരക്കുമ്പോൾ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം, ഇളം ചൂടുവെള്ളത്തിൽ വേണം അരക്കാൻ. ഇത് അരിദോശൻ്റെ മാവിനേക്കാളും കുറച്ചും കൂടി കട്ടി വേണം. ഇനി കട്ടി കൂടുതലായിട്ടാണ് അരച്ചിട്ടുള്ളതെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വെള്ളം ചേർത്തിട്ട് ഒന്ന് ലൂസാക്കിയാൽ മതി. ഇതിലേക്ക് ഒരു 2 ടേബിൾ സ്പൂൺ വെളിച്ചെണ്ണ പിന്നെ ഉപ്പ് പാകത്തിന് ചേർക്കണം. അപ്പോൾ മാവ് റെഡിയായി. ഇതാണ് ഓട്ടട ചട്ടി. ഇത് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നവരാണെങ്കിൽ ഇതൊന്ന് മയക്കിയെടുക്കണം. പിന്നെ അതിന് ശേഷം ഒരു സ്ക്രബ്ബർ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഒന്ന് കഴുകി ഉപയോഗിച്ചാൽ നന്നാവും. പിന്നെ ഏറ്റവും ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് കാര്യം, ഇങ്ങനെ നടുവിലുള്ള തീ വരുന്ന ബേണർ ആയാൽ മാത്രമേ ഈ അപ്പം ശരിയാവുള്ളൂ കേട്ടോ. ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ നടുവേവില്ല. സാധാരണ നമ്മൾ വിറകടുപ്പിലാണല്ലോ ഇത് ഉണ്ടാക്കാറ്. സ്റ്റവിന്മേൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഇതുപോലത്തെ ബേണർ വേണം. ചട്ടി ആദ്യം ഹൈ ഫ്ലെയിമിൽ വെച്ചിട്ട് നന്നായി ചൂടാക്കണം. എന്നിട്ട് മാവ് ഒഴിക്കുക. ഞാൻ 2 കൈയിലാണ് ഒഴിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഇതിൻ്റെ ബബിൾസ് ഇങ്ങനെ ചെറുതായിട്ട് വരുന്നത് കാണാം. അപ്പോൾ തന്നെ അത് മൂടി വെച്ചിട്ട് സിമ്മിലാക്കി വെക്കണം. മൂടി തുറന്ന് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ നടുവിലെ മാവ് കളർ മാറി വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, അതായത് ഏകദേശം വെന്ത ഒരു കളർ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മൂടി തുറന്നിട്ട് ഒരു 2-3 മിനിറ്റ് അങ്ങനെ വെക്കണം. എന്നിട്ടൊരു ചട്ടകം യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് പതുക്കെ എടുക്കാം. പെട്ടെന്ന് കിട്ടൂല, നോൺ സ്റ്റിക്ക് പോലെ കിട്ടുമൊന്നുമില്ല. ഒന്ന് സ്ക്രേപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് എല്ലാ ഭാഗവും ചട്ടകം കൊണ്ട് എടുക്കാം. ഇതുപോലെ നല്ല ഓട്ടട റെഡിയാവും. വീണ്ടും തീ കൂട്ടി കൊടുക്കുക. എന്നിട്ട് ചൂടായിട്ട് മാവ് ഒഴിക്കുക. ബാക്കിയെല്ലാം സെയിമാണ്. ആദ്യമായിട്ടാണ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ ടിപ്സ് എല്ലാം ശ്രദ്ധിച്ച് ചെയ്താൽ ഇതുപോലെ കിട്ടും. സെക്കൻഡ് ടൈം ഒക്കെ ആകുമ്പോൾ അത് ഈസിയാവും. അപ്പോൾ അത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. So yes, let's get back to the next part. The difference I found preparing on stove and without is that the former is a bit more softer, but for the latter, the bottom part is a bit dry and stiff, but top part is soft. For me, either ways tastes good, but many would definitely prefer cooked over the traditional stove because it does have that shape. And of course, the flavor is more when prepared on traditional stove. Extracting fresh coconut milk staying here is not very economical, so I would rather do that with best quality tin coconut milk. Moreover, Rihan doesn't like coconut milk, so I will have to think something else for him. Anyway, on this day I prepared egg roast, which I had planned but turned out to be a curry. I sauteed onion in hot coconut oil along with some green chilies. Add some turmeric powder and red chili powder. Mix well. The onion must be really soft by this time. As the onions had reduced to very less for 4 of us, I had to add some water to make it a gravy. You can also add some coconut milk. Lian. 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 You can see the appam is soft. Had it been in the traditional oven, it would retain its shape of the clay pot in which it was made. Either way, tastes good. So do give it a try and let me know if you enjoyed our traditional food from Kerala. Later that day, I rearranged the spice organizer that had been lying in the cabinet for long. Now that I wanted to rearrange, I cleaned this up 2 days back and just a quick wipe now. I usually don't like to add any spice powders to this. It remains as such for some time but later will get messed up. I used to add salt, red chili powder, cumin powder, garam masala powder, all those that I regularly use. But a few weeks later, I can find a color change in salt. There will be bits of all the powders mixed up with salt, and also everything will have some of each. So I stopped using those in this kind of organizer. Now I add only the whole spices, those I need regularly. And that includes cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, mace, then cumin, mustard seeds, a must one in this because tempering is either with shallots or mustard seeds. Then fennel seeds, fenugreek seeds. I have these in the shelf above the stove, but each time I want those, I need to open the lid of the jar and keep it back. So this was very convenient, especially if I need to make ghee rice or biryani or any tempering. So that's all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Do try the recipes and let me know whether you liked it. Do let me know if you tried the Ottada recipe. Would love to hear about that from you, especially if you're not from Kerala. Do give it a try and send me your feedback. Take care everyone. Bye bye.